I am the history kid. I don't have a degree in history, but I love history. And if you love history too, this could be the channel for you. Sea trade is one of the most important elements of human history. Humans have been using boats for thousands of years, but sea trade between civilizations has only started about 1,500 years ago. Trading connects cultures and moves goods huge distances. In fact, 90% of the world's trade goods are moved by the international shipping industry. Many technologies had to be developed for human sea trade. But one element that played a central role and is still popular on social media was the domestication of Felis sylvestris catus, also known as the house cat. Homo sapiens, or modern humans, are thought to have arisen in Africa about 200,000 to 300,000 years ago. For 95% of the time that humans have spent on Earth, they were exclusively hunter-gatherers, nomads with no home. They began to domesticate animals, with most scientists agreeing that dogs were the first, maybe as far back as 40,000 years ago, from wolves. Wolves were most likely domesticated for hunting. One theory suggests that wolves and humans domesticated each other because human hunting techniques seemed to change with the domestication of dogs. The relationship allowed both to prosper. Then around 12,000 years ago, the Neolithic Revolution occurred. After hundreds of thousands of years wandering as hunter-gatherers, a large portion of the world's human population gave up their nomadic lifestyle and started living in settlements. There are many theories about this sudden change, including climate changes at the end of the last great ice age. During this time, more animals were domesticated, including sheep and goats, and later pigs, horses and donkeys, cattle, chickens, and camels. Humans also began to use crops for agriculture, which led to food surpluses that required storage, and that is where our cat comes in. Grain attracts rats and mice, who can destroy food stocks. A 1995 study found that 40 rats can consume 185 kilograms of rice in a year, and typically spoil or contaminate 3 times as much as they eat. With plenty of food, one pair of rats can produce as much as 10,000 offspring in 1 year. Today, mice and rats eat and spoil enough rice in Asia to feed an estimated 200 million people, and they are notorious for spreading disease. One type, the African wildcat, was especially suited to domestication. It is native to North and East Africa, the Near East, and the Arabian Peninsula. Research suggests that the species arose somewhere between 70 to 100,000 years ago. While there are many wildcat species, this one was more unique because they were more willing to approach humans who encouraged them as a means of controlling vermin. And they were good at the job. Research at Oxford University indicates that cats of this species were recruited across a wide area over time, with the newest evidence suggesting it occurred in Mesopotamia. In general, wherever humans settled down during the Neolithic Revolution, they brought cats with them. Cats were, in essence, a key technology in human culture. It is hard to overstate what this means. The Neolithic Revolution allowed people to settle, which resulted in greater population density, which led to civilizations. So, you could say that cats were responsible for the rise of human civilization. They were so revered in Egypt, for example, that it was illegal to export them. As early as the 5th century BC, the penalty for killing a cat in Egypt was death. Cats also played a major role in the literary tradition in India, from which the story of Puss in Boots is derived. In Persian legend, a magician created cats, weaving them from the smoke, flame, and 2 of the brightest stars in the sky. A beckoning cat is good luck in Japan, and in ancient Chinese myths says cats were sent down by the gods to oversee the running of creation, but they were too fond of sleeping to do a very good job of it. The utility of cats continued by connecting civilizations together. By studying ancient cat DNA, researchers have determined that cat populations have a second expansion around the 5th century BC. That was when Egyptian cats spread very quickly throughout Eurasia and Africa. The implication seems to be that as soon as people started traveling by boat, sailors started carrying cats with them. The ship's cat was used just like the first domesticated ones for pest control. Rats and mice can cause significant damage. They eat and contaminate the sailors' food, damage cargo, and can destroy critical parts of the ship by gnawing ropes, sails, and even the ship itself. Rats and mice still damage wiring on modern ships. The far-ranging Vikings, whose own mythology includes cats, may have brought them to England and Scotland in Western Europe. Seen in a Viking burial site in North Germany that contains a cat of Egyptian lineage. Some ships' cats became quite famous. Blackie was the cat aboard HMS Prince of Wales, who achieved fame by singling out Prime Minister Winston Churchill when he came aboard in 1941. Blackie was renamed Churchill and later survived the sinking of the Prince of Wales. Or there's Chibley, the ship's cat who circumnavigated the globe 5 times before retiring to land in Nova Scotia in 2010. Or the sad tale of Mrs. Chippy, a companion to the ship's carpenter on Ernest Shackleton's ill-fated 1914 Arctic expedition. When Shackleton's ship, the Endurance, was crushed by ice, Shackleton had the cat killed because he did not think it would survive an ice crossing. This caused a minor rebellion. The carpenter's grave is adorned with a statue of his beloved Mrs. Chippy. Perhaps the most distinguished of the ship's cats was Simon of the frigate HMS Amethyst, who not only eliminated a rat infestation, but also survived a grievous injury from shellfire. He was awarded the Dickin Medal, commonly called the Victoria Cross for animals, and was promoted to the rank of Able Sea Cat. While there are still working cats today, for the most part, cats are kept in companionship, a tradition that goes back to Roman times. Romans used domesticated weasels to catch rats, but kept cats as pets. At some points in history, cats have faced discrimination and were killed because of their supposed connection to witches. But cats are still popular today, as anyone who follows Instagram or YouTube can see. And while worldwide more households have dogs than cats, households with cats tend to have more of them. And so, house cats far outnumber the pet dogs in the world today, which is fitting considering their role in human history.
Hi, I'm the History Guy, and I hope you enjoyed this episode of The History Kids, which is inspired by my channel, The History Guy. History deserves to be remembered. Be sure to subscribe for more episodes.